Okay, more in Britannica. It says Moroccan, formerly a member of the Muslim population of Andalus, now Spain and Portugal. It says a mix of Arab, Spanish, and Amazigh Berber origin. But really, technically, the original Moor was the Berbers, also known as the Barbary powers. And what happened was the Arabs came from the east, and then they had conquered the Berbers, who were the original Moors. So now they're known as the Arab, or as they say here, the Arab Amazigh minority of Mali. But the Amazigh Berbers were the original Moors in North Africa, and then the Arabs had invaded. So that's why they say mix. And then also they said Spanish because the Berbers, who was in North Africa before the Arabs had invaded, they went up into Spain and Portugal. And then the descendants of those Moors from North Africa, those Berbers that invaded Spain and invaded Portugal, those Moors that came, those Berbers, they had um, harems of albino women, which today you all call white women. They had them in harems, meaning they had a lot of those women that they slept with, like basically that was their concubines. Okay, so it says formerly members of the Muslim population of Andalus, now Spain and Portugal. Now those same descendants, they also went to Sri Lanka and the Philippines. That's why they call those people Moors. And you see it says Mauritania. And it says a small minority in Mali, in the country of Mali, which is also in North Africa. It says Latin, Maurus, Maurus, first used by the Romans, which comprised of the western portion of modern-day Algeria, which is also in North Africa, and the northeastern portion of modern-day Morocco. It says the term is little used with the ethnic characteristics of any group or ancient or modern. In other words, that they was just using it in modern day terms. They use it in reference to call a person a Moor is not necessarily because they descended from Berbers or Arabs, but that they were brown-skinned people or melanated people. It says Moors as being black, swarthy, or tawny. And it says Europeans designated Muslims of any other complexion as white Moors, despite the fact that the population in most parts of North Africa differ little in physical appearance from that of Southern Europe. So in other words, they're saying that the population in North Africa and also in Southern Europe, the physical appearance is not that much different because the people there, they have red and blonde hair. In Morocco is very common, and that's because the men of North Africa, the Amazigh Berbers, had harems of albino African women, which today are called European women, and that's the reason why Africans of North Africa, the Moors, and their descendants in Europe are underneath the free white person's status in America. And these are a picture of the Berbers. As you see, a brown-skinned lady. Okay, these are the Berbers. These are an example of how the women look like, and also the men. The original Moors, that's how they look like. These are the Berber people. And here's the images of the Moors of Berber descent. And as you see, they come in different complexions. Like this man here, he's supposed to be of Berber descent. And he's fair skinned. And And then this man here, he's of a darker complexion, as you see. Now these are the people that's located in North Africa, of the Berber ethnic group. That's your original Moors. And those are the people that they refer to as the Barbary powers. As you see here on this book, the Barbary powers, those are the people that was on ships that was circumnavigating the world, doing trades. They were going around the earth, doing trades in Africa, Europe, and also came over here to America. And then you also have the aspect of those same people also had treaties called the Barbary treaties. Okay? And right here, as you see, this is the Barbary coast, called Barbary after the Berbers, which are Moors. And you see the countries that's covered here is Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, and Tripoli. And you see how close it is to Spain, which is in Europe at the left-hand corner. Okay? That's North Africa. And then right here, it says the Barbary powers, the Treaty of Tripoli. And then on here, it says it was signed in 1796 between the United States and the Bay of Tripoli, which is part of Libya. And it says under the leadership of George Washington, the United States sought to address the threat posed by the Barbary piracy through diplomatic means. And then skipping down, it said for outlining terms of the safe passage of American ships through Tripolian waters, for protection of American vessels from piracy and privateering. So in other words, they was calling upon these men, these Moors, these Barbary, these Berbers of North Africa. They was calling upon them, the Americans, the Americans. They was calling upon them for safe passage, because the American vessels, the American boats was being basically confiscated. They was being kidnapped or confiscated by the Moors. Okay, so that's the reason why they had to give like protection from them, because the Moors were the ones who had control over the waters, the tradeways at that time. Okay, and the Moors were the ones who came over to America, and they had made a lot of different maps of America prior to their European sons coming over here. And then as you see here, it says Morocco was one of the first countries to accord recognition of the new American Republic when it allowed American ships access to Moroccan ports in 1777. It says the actual Treaty of Peace and Friendship wasn't signed until June 1786. Okay. It says Morocco formally recognized the United States by signing a Treaty of Peace and Friendship in 1786. Please like this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when I drop a new video. Thank you.